it's a tricky thing. I don't know. I mean, these things obviously have already been assessed, but it's just seeing it live in action is interesting. But again, there were some went down in Haifa. I don't know. They have to figure out this Haifa thing. It's like Haifa was vulnerable last time, and that's where Israel's all of their electricity is.
That's where their oil and gas and electricity, and it always somehow misses it. If you notice, I was there in 09, 08, and they just because that'll cripple Israel.
Yeah, it'll cripple Israel, but the thing is, like, they're gonna have to strengthen that defense in that area. Like, I mean, this like I think these wars are like really saying like, hey, we really
they have a shot.
Yeah, but the show wants us to manifest physically, right?
True. You're right.
It's just saying I'm just saying we're building, but it's just a lot. It's good to see, but hey, with this Khomeini guy down, what I heard people think is going to happen is that because there's so many different diverse cultures in Iran, that the people are going to just they're going to just cut Iran up in like maybe 3 or 4 sections and give people their own providences. So, you know, for us, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, you know, we can, you know, we can work with people. You know what I mean?
Not everyone agrees to that. Not everyone agrees to balkanizing Iran. Yeah, not everyone agrees.
Iran's not going to break down. So let me tell you, this separating thing, this is a game that the regime was playing themselves. They feared people of, if you guys try revolution, the country is going to break into pieces. And because Iranians are nationalist people, they use this as a way of keeping people, like, staying in power by scaring people. Even in Clubhouse, there are people that they say, no, Kurdistan wants to be separated, blah, blah, blah. They say all these things, but then they're like pro-regime, majority of them. And then we have all these Kurd friends. They're like not even 5% of Kurds want to separate. Maybe some Turks, but they're not even 20%, you know, so it doesn't matter. Like, no, the country's not going to separate. It's not going to break into smaller pieces. We already have a transitional leader. I don't even think Israel wants the country to break into smaller pieces. I do remember.
I'm not saying anybody wants. I'm just saying this is what they are saying because there
States.
are very different.
And how do you describe a trick? Because I really don't know. I'm lost. Sorry.
So they back.
Okay, well, a trick, I mean, to me, and for the definition that I've always known, a trick is just somebody that pays for pussy. So,
I don't think so. I think
somebody that pays for vagina, you said?
yeah, a trick is somebody that pays for sex. It's somebody that elicits you for sex. That's what a trick is. Yes, that's a trick.
Like when people look at America and they see like all the like crazy stuff that we're dealing with in America, like this type of thing, we don't realize how advanced American society is through democracy, through the separation of church and state, that like what looks like craziness is just real human behavior. And these other people in this part of the world have not been able to express themselves in some cases over 100 years. You know what I'm saying? And so when you talk about freeing the people, like freeing people, we don't know what that's going to look like. I mean, like for the people in the diaspora, they have this, you know, sense of pride and history and this, and they talk about it.
So let me tell you, Black Rabbi,
those
areas, listen, there are 2-3 areas in Iran that after the revolution, they didn't turn their guns in. That is these places. That's the funny part. It's the Kurds, it's the Baluch, and the Turks. These are the 3 areas that they have guns. And I'm telling you, 90+% of them don't want to separate, even without a military. This won't happen. If it was going to happen, it would have happened a long time ago. People don't want it. And let me tell you, those areas, they don't have oil. They don't have any natural stuff. Like even separating is not good. They do what they do want, and what the next government has to make sure to do for them is equality. You know, like there has to be some sort of reparation. Because, like, they've always been treated unfairly, you know, and Pahlavi has already talked about it. like a lot of these people, they're not even allowed to run for government positions. So I believe sometime last week, Pahlavi actually met with some of the leaders and told them, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do." Like, no, he's been uniting people though. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, that's also a very interesting point. The Iran that Pahlavi was born into is not the Iran today, right? And when you look at how the power is distributed, right? You have the clergics, right? You have the military branch class, right? And through the Ayatollah, there was a centralized control because those deals were done in 1979, 1980, right? They were doing those deals, and so they kind of grew. It's only been like 47 years, right? So when you talk about dealing with those factions, I don't see them uniting independently. I think the business class is going to want to run towards the money. I think the military class is going to want to maintain some level of power, and the religious clergies are they're going to try to impose to some degree or try to revitalize or something like this, martyrize. This
Why do you think, Black Rabbi? Why do you think U.S. took this much military there? Do you think it's only to fight IRGC?
Well,
Neither U.S. Let me tell you, neither U.S. nor Israel wants a weak Iran. It's going to make the whole point of getting rid of IRGC is to stabilizing the region. Imagine now there's like 4 different countries and they're fighting with each other. It's like another Russia, Ukraine. That's not the goal.
I think it's to Israel's advantage. I think a stabilized Iran at this point is still a dangerous Iran.
You are absolutely incorrect. You're a rabbi, right? Let me give you an example of why you're incorrect. If Israel government didn't want to form strong allies with Iranian people, there was no reason for them from last summer teach Israelis how Iranians helped us before, we owe them, blah blah blah, da da da. There were Israelis that they didn't like any Iranian because of IRGC. Since then, they've been tolerable. They've been different. If Israel wanted a weak Iran, it would have not make people feel so close with Iran. It's common sense. And let me tell you, the only country in Middle East, the only country that can make strong allies with Israel is Iran. Why would Israel not want a strong ally?
Because they've always been constantly threatened to kill and murder the West and Israel.
But it's also
no, it's not even an Islamic country though. No, I'm telling you, I don't agree.
The key thing is this: you have to hone in specifically on key points, right? One key point is the issue with Iran was not Iranian society. It was not the Ayatollah. It was no issues. One issue was their desire to want to make a nuclear weapon or enrichment or be in the energy business. That was one issue. Second issue was their ability to have missiles that were short range that endangered our allies and their bases. And third issue was their funding of terror proxies or militant organizations around the world, right? Those are the main issues that we have with the Iranian society.
I'm shocked you say any of that.
Just let me finish the point.
What about the Muslim Brotherhood, Rabbi?
If you remove those 4 dynamics, Iran is not an issue to us. If they have no ability to harm our neighbors or our assets, if they have no ability to make any enrichment,
is that the black rabbi that talks in Amir's room?
I'm listening to him, but I ask, but I hear what you're saying, but go beyond those 3 things. I'm listening.
I'm going to make the last point, and I'll
Okay.
end.
Then I want to ask you.
So it's saying, as long as Iran is not capable of those aspects, okay, as long as they're not capable of having any type of uniformity in those ways, it is none of our concern what they do on the ground. It has none of our concern how their society develops. It has nothing. So, oh yeah, and if it was the control of the resources, the oil, minerals, anything that comes from that region should be just traded with U.S. Currency, right? So those four issues are the main four issues, and as long as Iran is not capable of those things, it's none of our concern. It's none of the West's concern. It's none of Israel's concern what happens on the ground.
But it,
So
but it is. I'm
Iran,
gonna argue with you because I think it is. Because I think that fundamentally they stem from the Muslim Brotherhood philosophy, and that's what's deep rooted there. And I'm sorry, it's noisy where I am, but it is no, but it percolates. It percolates. And
Percolation.
It
percolates. It ejaculates. It articulates.
The point is saying those 4 points: no enrichment of uranium, no ballistic missiles, no ability to fund terror, and no ability to not trade their barrels without U.S. currency. That's it.
But you're gonna get right back to where you